All right, hello, my name is Balaj. Welcome to today's video. Before we get started, I just wanted to quickly say on this channel, we talk about reflective self improvement ideas such as escaping doom scrolling, reclaiming your attention, as well as becoming more present in daily life. If you like the sound of this, check out all our other videos on this channel. But for today, we are going to actually talk about how to actually live more peacefully. Now, before we get into how we actually do that, we got to first talk about why peace feels so difficult now. Now, we assume that peace should come naturally, right? It should be something that we all have. But the thing is, life constantly pulls us away from peace. And it does this through interruptions, through notifications from social media, endless people that we see on social media and stuff like that. Um, we are also pressured to improve every part of ourselves. So we're constantly trying to get better and join this hustle sort of mentality, which kind of disrupts our peace and our peace of mind. And it kind of also engraved into us as well that rest is seen as laziness, which is just not true. That is probably the most productive thing that you can do. Um, and yeah, or because of all of this, silence can feel very uncomfortable for us. And there's always another problem, goal, or piece of information that demands our attention. And we have created this world ourselves. We created the world where nothing feels wrong. Um, as in doing nothing feels wrong. Uh, Resting feels super unproductive, and being content feels like falling behind. So, yeah, the problem is that in our minds, we're constantly being told there's something else that should be going on. There's something that we need to achieve. There's something that we need to become, instead of enjoying the present moment, which is why peace feels so difficult for us. Now, comparison makes our life feel insufficient. And because of that, comparison disrupts peace because it changes how you experience what you already have. And nothing feels like it's enough. So you may be satisfied with your body, like how you look, your income, the relationship that you have, the house that you live in, the progress that you're making, and the lifestyle that you're currently living. Then that gets disrupted and compared to someone else who appears to have more than that. And suddenly that makes you feel inadequate and less valued. But the most important distinction from this is their life does not make yours worse. It just changes the way you look at yours. So, social media is a big example of this. It removes the context and puts everyone's life on a pedestal compared to yours because you're only seeing what people want you to see. People show you their lives highlight reel, and you'll only see the achievements and all the positive things that are happening in their life. And you don't get to see all the negative stuff, all the behind the scenes that everyone is living. Now, ask yourself this. Would you still feel behind if you couldn't see everybody else's progress? Because peace actually requires returning your attention to your own path rather than constantly checking your position against strangers. The pressure to achieve material success is a big thing that impacts everyone's life because success often becomes a moving target. We often say things to ourselves such as, I'll relax when I earn more. I'll feel secure when I reach this goal. I'll finally start enjoying my life once I become successful. But the thing is, because we're humans and the way that we are wired, after reaching one goal, another one appears. We set ourselves more goals. And don't get me wrong, the problem isn't ambition itself. because ambition actually gives someone's purpose. It gives us purpose, right? The problem is the idea and the mindset that you won't be happy until you reach X destination or X achievement. And if peace is always waiting behind your next achievement, you will spend your entire life chasing it without ever experiencing it. So, material things, basically, they cannot permanently quiet your mind that has been trained to always want more. And this is something that we all fall victim to. But a simple solution that we can do is to just practice gratitude before moving the goalpost to the next area, to the next goal. So, whenever you achieve something, look back at the version of yourself who once wanted what you have now and appreciate the effort and the work that it took for you to get there. And all as well as the progress that you currently made and the life you have built already. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still want more without treating your current life like it's not enough. Because the goal is not to stop climbing, it is to learn how to enjoy the view before searching for the next summit, before the next mountain that you're going to climb up. It's kind of like the best example I can give is kind of like people that climb Mount Everest. They spend all that time, all that effort, risking their lives to climb up this massive mountain, right? And the current way that people would be doing things, where you constantly move the goal, you'll be having this mindset that you'll be happy when you reach X. That's kind of like going to the top, working that hard, and then instantly coming down. What you need to do is look around for a bit once you get to the top of the mountain, the top of Mount Everest, and just appreciate the view that your efforts and your hard work has given to you. So, bringing it back to real life example, once you've achieved a goal, take a look around, appreciate what you have achieved, appreciate that the effort that you've put in before moving on to the next goal. And that will help you get out of this mindset of, you know, not being enough, basically. And this will help you achieve more peace. Now, another thing that you could do is appreciate the little things without becoming complacent. Because most of life is actually made up of small, ordinary moments. So, peace can exist in many little things, such as making coffee in the morning, sunlight entering your room, or walking without rushing, slowing down, and really taking your time while walking. Another thing is like speaking with someone you care about, eating when you are hungry, having a quiet evening, or even just noticing in this exact moment that nothing is actually wrong with your life. And we tend to actually overlook most of these moments because these don't sound as impressive um, as some of the other things to where it's worthy to post. But these moments are where our lives are actually happening. So appreciation doesn't really mean pretending everything is perfect. It means refusing to let what is missing erase everything that is already present in your life in that moment. So at the end of the day, just ask yourself, what happened today that I would miss if it disappeared tomorrow? So if you're a big coffee drinker, would you be would you miss your coffee machine in the morning? Would you be upset if it wasn't there all of a sudden? You probably would be. And it may sound stupid, but appreciating a small thing like the coffee that you make in the morning can make you more peaceful. Talking about psychology as well, accept what you cannot control. A large amount of inner conflicts comes from us trying to control these things. How other people behave, what others think of us, whether someone stays in our life, the past, unexpected problems, and how quickly life is unfolding and how quickly time is moving. And these are things that we don't have control over. These are things that we need to just accept. And acceptance means that this is something that is happening You might not like it, but you will not waste energy on trying to change it because you cannot change it. Then what you can do with this energy is redirect it towards something that is controllable, that is in your control. And this would be your response, your habits, your boundaries, your effort, your interpretation, what you choose to do next, and where you place your attention. Peace begins when you stop demanding control over things that were never yours to control. So ask yourself this: is this something I can change? Is this something I can influence? Or is this something that you can only accept? And once you have the answer to this question, you can let go of that thought. Stop creating unnecessary problems in your mind. Many people are not only suffering from what is happening, but they're also suffering from imagined futures that haven't happened yet, such as, what if this goes wrong? What if I don't succeed? What if they leave? What if I made the wrong decision? What if everyone is judging me? And the mind tries to protect you by preparing you for every possible scenario because it wants to be certain of things. But this is actually what steals peace away from your present moment that you're living in, because you aren't being present at that time. You're too much in your head and you're thinking about these things, and they're taking your attention away. And what's interesting about this is worry makes you experience pain before anything painful even happened yet. So that's like me being worried that I just got shot by a bullet that hasn't even happened yet, and me suffering through the pain of this imagination, this imaginary scenario. It's just foolish. So what you need to do is protect what enters your mind. Peace is constantly shaped by the things that you rapidly consume and you constantly consume. If you begin and end every day with, consuming bad news, arguments, comparing yourself, short form stimulation, and gossip, you will be in that negative state repeatedly. Your mind will get used to that. Now, I'm not saying you have to disappear from society, but you just need to be more selective with what goes into your mind and stays in your mind. So, simple fixes that you can do to get started is don't check your phone immediately after waking. Usually, you'd want to wait about an hour, and that will significantly fix a lot of these scenarios that I've listed previously. Another thing that you can do is spend part of the day without headphones. So a lot of us, we tend to put headphones in when we're just waiting on the train or, working on something privately. Every now and then, just take out your headphones. Just observe. Just let the world come into you. Hear sounds that you don't normally hear, and this is something that will help you become more grounded and be more present and be more at peace. Another thing you can do is unfollow accounts that create unnecessary insecurity. So unfollowing your influencer that constantly flexes, or things that causes you to feel like you're comparing yourself to that person. Stop stop following them. A really big one as well. This is probably for my older audience as well. Stop consuming the news. The news typically just broadcasts negative and horrible information that isn't adding any sort of value to your life. Now, this might be controversial, but this is just my take. Me consuming information about some horrible thing happening in the other side of the world isn't going to change that scenario and isn't going to change anything in me, except it's going to make me feel worse. So, and there's no reason for us to carry all this negativity. So I would just stop consuming the news. Now, with things like your meals and your walking, simple activities, try to keep them that simple. So don't look at your phone, don't listen to music, don't watch TV while you're having your meals. Don't listen to music while walking. Keep it super unstimulated. and you can watch how quickly you will be at peace and you'll be at ease. And a really big one as well, just stop bringing your phone into every quiet moment. So if you're stepping into an elevator, if you're waiting for the train, waiting for the bus, if you're shopping, just put your phone away. You don't need that. Now, a big one, based on everything I'm saying, living peacefully sounds like you have to be a monk, and that's not it at all. Peace doesn't require you to completely abandon your ambitions. It doesn't require you to delete every app, living alone in the mountains, meditating for the whole day, avoiding your responsibilities, and becoming emotionless. But this is something that it should look like. Move with more intention, move more slowly. Do not rush when there isn't a reason to rush. Walk a little bit slower. Reduce your walking pace by 10%, and you will feel calmer. With your food, be more intentional when you eat it. Eat a bit more slowly, chew a little bit more, experience the texture and the taste of your food instead of just inhaling it in one gulp. And leave enough time to get to places and pause before responding. Really let the information sink into you. And bringing this all together, what I'm trying to say is do one thing at a time. I've spoken about this in my previous video where I talked about multitasking. It is honestly the biggest fallacy of all. Multitasking just keeps your mind fragmented, it keeps you distracted, and it gives you this false sense of productivity without actually moving anywhere. So stop multitasking. Build quiet into your ordinary life. You don't need a retreat. You just need moments of silence. So whenever you can, 10 minutes in the morning, walk outside without your phone or sit quietly before your bed, and that will be enough. Also have fewer unnecessary commitments. A peaceful life often comes from subtracting things and not adding. So don't overcomplicate it. Fewer obligations made from guilt, fewer arguments, fewer relationships that require constant performance, fewer goals pursued solely for approval. Just cut all that out. And make your environment calmer. Clean an area, reduce visual clutter, turn off your unnecessary notifications. Create a place where your mind does not feel like overwhelmed by information. And with all this, of course, people are going to misunderstand you. Let them. You don't need to correct every single opinion that is coming your direction. And sometimes peace actually means just letting someone have the wrong idea about you. Let them. Do not make peace a reward you receive after everything is finished, because everything will never be finished. You are not perfect. And with all this, I need you to understand that peace is not something that is permanent. And that's because living peacefully doesn't mean never feeling all of these negative emotions, such as anger, anxiety, jealousy, overwhelmed, uncertain, and sad. Because peace is not something that is a permanent emotional state that we can experience. It is simply the ability to return to yourself after life disturbs you. And finally, a peaceful person is not someone who is never disturbed. It is someone who no longer remains disturbed longer than necessary, longer than it is required. And the goal is not to eliminate every difficult emotion. The goal is to stop adding unnecessary resistance, judgment, and panic to top it off. All right, that is all that we have to cover for today. So just a quick summary. We basically want to stop comparing our life to other people's highlight reels. We want to stay ambitious, but also appreciate our work. We want to be reflecting. And we also want to enjoy the ordinary moments. So going for a walk, drinking your coffee in the morning. We also want to focus on what we can control, and we want to release what we cannot control. I hope this has been helpful. Leave your comments on this video of what you would like me to talk about next. You can also explore my entire page for other videos on similar topics. And I also have a playlist on this channel filled with videos that are useful for you. Much more useful than scrolling on your phone. So check that out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I've been Balaj. Please like this video, share it with someone that requires it, and subscribe. Thank you.